Hey everybody, Moon here once again, and I have for you guys another spy commentary. This one done on the map, Control Point, Fast Lane. Now, a little bit about this video before I get started. I do want to mention that this footage here doesn't actually belong to me. It belongs to another player, a player that goes by the name Fish in a Barrel. He sent this in a while back in order to have me commentate on it, and although it took me quite a while to do, I'm finally getting around to it. So I just want to apologize for the wait, and I also want to mention that this footage belongs to him. So credit goes to him for the actual gameplay, and credit only goes to me for the commentary. Now, a little bit about this map before I get started. This is the first time I'm commentating on this map Fastlane here, and I just want to mention a few things about the map. Now, this map right here doesn't have too many usages of height, and while that doesn't mean that you can't do your job on this map, it just means you're gonna have to change up your approach. You're just gonna have to get a lot trickier with your cloak, as well as being able to use tight corners and blind spots to be able to get at your enemies, because that's a lot of what you're gonna have to do on this map. Now here, they're trying to push their way back to the last capture point. The red team is pretty close to winning this round. They just need to get to that last capture point. So you can see the player right here just trying to move back there. But as you can see, enemies keep on coming up through the way he's trying to go. So he decides to pull back and see what else he could do. We got an enemy pushing out with an Uber from the right, so he's trying to get around behind them. I'm guessing he's most likely going to wait for that Uber to run out before he goes and stabs him, but no, he doesn't go for it. He's just hanging around back here instead. I'm thinking he's going to try and push in from down there, and no, it looks like he's just watching the point. I guess the blue team's pushing pretty hard to get this point, so he's just trying to protect it. Here he sees a spy, so he tries to gun him down. Right here he's tracking him because the spy did cloak, and the spy goes down with the help from the medic. He sees a few enemies up there, so he tries to gun them down, but it looks like he's abandoning that plan, and he's gonna push in from the front now. There's there's a lot going out outside, so I'm not too sure what exactly is going on or what's going through his mind right now. But it looks like he's finally gonna be able to push back towards the point. Um, he sees an enemy. It's an enemy heavy that he's trying to get at. Okay, I think this is the opportunity he's waiting for. He waits for the enemy to come out. He uncloaks right near him, and he goes for the backstab, and he does end up getting it. I feel that he could have gotten that heavy a lot sooner had he just pushed behind him instead of waiting for him to come out from those shutters. That's not to say that his own method didn't work. It's just that I just feel that he could have got him a lot sooner. Had he just pushed behind the heavy instead of waiting for the heavy to walk out from those metal shutters. That's not to say that my own plan of action doesn't have its own disadvantages. Someone could have easily came behind that spy when he was trying to get the heavy inside that little room, and he could have disrupted the spy's plans. But I just felt that it would have been safe to kind of push behind the heavy, seeing as how the red team was kind of rushing the last capture point. Generally, when the last capture point is getting rushed like that, teammates, usually the enemy or the whoever owns that last capture point, they generally don't push out of that room. They kind of tend to stay in turtle, because it's a bit dangerous, especially when you have an enemy team pushing towards that point. So I just feel that he would have been safe had he just pushed in and gotten the heavy from in there, from in that little room. But here he's uncloaking around this tight corner right here. He's most likely going to try and surprise someone coming out. I think he saw somebody, so he's waiting for him to come out, and he does get a medic that was running towards that area. Didn't see him hiding around that corner. He was able to get him. Here he looks like he's trying to set up to get these two heavies, but they end up getting taken out early. And oh, he gets flamed right there because he bumps into the pyro, and it looks like he's about to. No, okay, he gets to the health pack, and amazingly he was able to make it out. Here he saw pyro with low health, and so he was gonna try and help gun him down, but he went down. The pyro went down before he was able to help gun him down. Seems like the blue team's pushing out once again. Looks like they were able to successfully defend that last capture point, so they're trying to get back to their second point. Although the blue team's having a bit of trouble, seeing as how a lot of red players are still around this point right here. He's just trying right here. Fish in a Barrel is just trying to do some work from behind here. Most likely trying to help defend this point right here. Looks like he's pushing back. I'm not too sure what he's thinking right here. I guess he's thinking spy. And wow, that was a spy. That was a good call on his part. He caught a spy trying to go for that sentry, so he decided to take him out before the sentry could get sapped. Now it seems like we got a few blue players pushing out, two heavies and a medic, so he's gonna try to go for one of these targets. Actually, it was two heavies and two medics. He does get one of the. Well, he gets a heavy and a medic, both, and now it sounds like they're kind of spy checking for him. Although I don't know if it's a good idea, seeing as how there's a lot of red players out there. But he was able to get a heavy in the medic, so that's always good. And it looks like this point right here is still going to be Reds. It's going to be still going to be their point. They're able to defend it. They actually lose it right here, seeing as how a lot of blue players come out. And whoa, he just gets Ubered right here, so he's just going to try and do as much damage as he can. And he didn't last too long, but he was able to get 2 kills during that Uber, which isn't bad. You don't normally see a spy get Ubered like that. And now he's just pushing back towards the last capture point once again. He's waiting around this corner. I'm guessing he's either waiting for cloak to refill, or yeah, he was just waiting for the cloak to refill. And looks like he's pushing back towards the last point. He gets lit on fire right there. A scout kind of made that pyro panic, and so he ended up getting hit by the flames. And oh, when he was going for the engineer right there, he tried to stab the engineer, but the engineer kind of pulled too far to the right, and he ended up kind of stabbing the wall as well. So the wall kind of screwed him up, and he wasn't able to get the stab sap, and he ended up dying that round. So yeah, it's unfortunate. Here we have him respawning once again. Looks like he's at the, I'm not too sure what point he's at right now. He's at the middle point right now. He's just trying to push his way back to the front, but it looks like we got a few blue players back here on this point. Looks like he's gonna let the heavy take care of all of them, and he's just gonna push back to see what he could do from back here. He sees a scout that just ran by. There's also a medic. He's waiting for the medic to run by, and the medic does run by, so he's gonna decide to uncloak right here and wait for enemies to pass by. And he ends up getting that soldier right there. The soldier didn't see him hiding around that small corner over there. And that's just kind of an example of a lot of what you're gonna have to do on this map. You're just really gonna have to be able to use those tight corners like that. You're gonna have to be able to use them to your advantage in order to be able to stab players like this. Once again, here's the corner you got the soldier from earlier. Although it seems like the corner doesn't fully conceal you, so it might be a bit risky to use. Sounds like a sentry's going up. This engineer was putting one up, but he stabs him and then saps his sentry. Here looks like he's probably gonna sap or not. No, or not. The scout took it out. He's waiting for the enemies to just run by. He's gonna pick up the metal that teleporter left, the distorted teleporter left, and he looks like he's just stalking these enemies right here. He's gonna try to stab one of them. He does get a medic. So now he just stabbed one, and he's trying to wait around for them to stop being so paranoid. The engineers are trying to build in there, and he was waiting for someone to run by behind them, but unfortunately that medic turns around and decides to look behind them, and he sees that the spy was a player acting, I guess, a bit suspicious, and so he immediately starts firing at him, and he ends up going down to that barrage of needles. Seems like the red team lost that second to last point, so they've fallen back to their third point to defend there. I guess the blue team's pushing out pretty aggressively, and the engineers set up on that third point. It sounds like we got a few blue players pushing out, but the sentry's most likely gonna be able to kind of push them back. We got quite a few number of red players trying to push back towards the second to last point once again to be able to take it once again. Unfortunately, there's a lot of blue players on there, and I'm not too sure if they're gonna be successful with this. It's a bit too hectic to go out there right now, so the spy's waiting around for things to calm down a bit. Everyone's just kind of firing everywhere, so it's very easy to get caught in the crossfire, and unfortunately he goes down to that scout right there, that random scout that was just running around, and he ends up going down there. So hopefully the blue team's able to defend that red point, and hopefully they're able to get that second to last point. I'm not sure why they didn't win on that when the blue team was down to their last point. Usually it's pretty difficult to kind of hold that last point. Usually when whichever team gets to that last point and starts rushing it, it goes down fairly quickly because it's a capture point that kind of captures a bit faster than all the rests, and so it's generally a difficult point to hold. But I guess the blue team's just very good at defense, I guess. Here he's waiting around for enemies to kind of run out. I feel like he's being maybe just a tad bit too cautious. I think he could get closer to the enemy. He's been having trouble pushing behind them. I think he had quite a few good opportunities where he could have gone and backstabbed people, but he's just being real cautious right now, which isn't a bad thing. Here he's going to be able to get a medic, which is a big help to his team because that medic did have an Uber. So he was able to put a stop to any Uber that was going to try and push out. Looks like they had another Uber though, but it's going down. Actually, yeah, that was another Uber that he had. But the red team was able to successfully defend against it. He's not disguised right here, which isn't too good of a thing.